God is a word that carries many meanings and many controversies.
It is undoubtedly true that people commit horrific acts of evil in the name of religion. It is also undoubtedly true that people do acts of extraordinary common good inspired by religion.
In a time when people are hesitant to discuss religion, Yann Martel makes a bold difference. Life of Pi by Yann Martel portrays a religious journey and suggests to the reader that God alone ensures survival. Although Life of Pi stays true to the entire quest pattern, this seminar will focus on the call to adventure, trials, and the ultimate test stages. Pi's call to adventure is largely due to his curiosity and intrigue towards religion. His discovery of Christianity, he says on page 62, "I couldn't get him out of my head, still can't. I spent 3 solid days thinking about him. The more he bothered me, the less I could forget him. And the more I learned about him, the less I wanted to leave him." This shows that he was intrigued by the story in Christianity. On page 67 in his discovery of Islam, he writes, "I challenge anyone to understand Islam, its spirit, and not to love it. It is a beautiful religion of brotherhood and devotion." In this, Pi falls in love with religion, both in Christianity and Islam. It is this attraction to religion that causes his call to adventure in his journey for enlightenment. The trials stage is evident in Pi's conquering of both temptation and his own savagery. On page 313, he says, "I preferred to set off and perish in search of my own kind than to live a lonely half-life of physical comfort and spiritual death on this murderous island." In this way, the island represents temptation, and Pi realizes that by staying on the island he might be happy, but in truth he'll end up better if he goes away from it. On page 44, Yann Martel writes, "All living things contain a measure of madness that moves them in strange, sometimes inexplicable ways. This madness can be saving. It is part and parcel of the ability to adapt. Without it, no species would survive." In this way, Richard Parker represents Pi's madness, his savagery and instinctual need to survive. Pi trains Richard Parker, and in doing so, trains his own savagery, because he knows he has to control it in order to keep his own religious backgrounds. Threw piece of turtle meat in front of nose, nothing. At last half rose to drink, drank and drank, ate. Did not rise fully. It's no use. Today I die. I will die today. I die. This was my last entry. This was written on page 266. In this quote, we see that although Pi is meeting both his and Richard Parker's basic biological needs, he is not surviving and he is giving up. It was natural that, bereft and desperate as I was, in the throes of unremitting suffering, I should turn to God. Chapter 94. When we reached land, Mexico to be exact, I was so weak I barely had the strength to be happy about it. The significance of this quote, written on page 314, is in the words and in the structure. It is only after turning to God that Pi reaches civilization again and ends up surviving. In a time when people are hesitant to talk about God and religion, in fear of bringing up conflict, Yann Martel makes a bold choice in suggesting to readers that God alone ensures survival, no matter if your biological needs are met. Yann Martel tells a message to the reader that God is essential for life.